trying to hide the evidence of underground digging. Best place to put it would be in the middle of a wall. Bill's going in now. Hold it. They hit somebody at 11 feet. That could be where the treasure is hiding. I detected gold. Wow. 100%. This is huge. Well, there you go, guys. The team is pushing themselves, hunting for every clue to understand the island's history and locate its famous treasure. Recently, they found gold in the island's surrounding waters, and now the Lagina brothers think there might even be gold in the plants. But what if the solution to all of Oak Island's puzzles was found just an hour ago? Before we dive in, brace yourselves. The latest discovery on Oak Island is more shocking than anyone expected. The curse encouraged deep underground. An old handcrafted ladder leading down into a dark, water-filled passage shows that people have been exploring the island long before this. According to local legends, one more person may have to die before the curse guarding the treasure can be broken. Despite this chilling story, the Lagina brothers and their team push on with determination. At one point, Paul, a member of the crew, shares his excitement about their current location while the camera shows the team setting up to drill in a new spot. Marty Lagina checks in with the team to see if they're ready to bring in the drilling rig, and they all give a confident nod. As the drill pierces the earth, the shadows of the past threaten to reveal secrets long buried. As the next week of exploration begins, Marty talks about how Dr. Spooner and Dr. Fred Michael have found a particularly interesting area based on water sample tests. Oh, the water samples are indicating presence of gold. Well, certainly the wood should as well. With a broad gesture, Marty points to the spot, recalling a previous conversation where the team discussed this development. During that chat, a light-haired man with glasses spoke passionately about a promising discovery they had made. Tests in the boreholes near the money pit indicate that the treasure could be hidden in a small area about 70 foot x 25 foot west of the garden shaft. The team has named this area the Blob. In a flashback, an expert explains how several objects containing certain metals are found in this region. Dr. Spooner, along with Dr. Fred Michael, have narrowed the search down even further, focusing on a tiny 20 foot x 20 foot area between 80 and 120 feet deep. They jokingly call this new spot Baby Blob. At the moment, everyone is gathered around a map discussing the fascinating details of their latest research area. They suspect there might be a tunnel at a depth of around 95 feet that could lead to their area of interest. This tunnel could either lead them to a breakthrough or set them back. The crew marks a large orange X on the ground, realizing this could be their best chance to explore several possibilities at once. Marty's response is straightforward: it's time to bring in the drilling rig. The team prepares to start drilling at borehole DN 11.5, hoping to find something valuable, maybe even uncover a tunnel beneath the garden shaft where traces of gold have already been found. Excitement is building as they get closer to what could be the climax of all their hard work. Months of water sampling may soon lead them to the legendary hidden treasure. Marty is hopeful that they'll find something significant even if it's not the ultimate treasure. However, he keeps a practical mindset, not wanting to get too carried away. For a brief moment, Marty steps away and Oak Island historian Charles Barkhouse takes over the operations. But things take a turn when the drilling begins at borehole DN 11.5. Shortly after, Marty returns with Scott Barlow, Oak Island's operations manager, and Roger Fortin from Duma Contracting Limited to take a closer look at the garden shaft. They're aiming to dig down to 80 feet, and right now Roger estimates they are about 60 feet deep. The Duma team has been clearing out debris and putting in waterproof wooden sections every 8 feet, called sets, as they dig deeper looking for signs of man-made chambers and artifacts. Marty feels lucky to be able to go down into the garden shaft himself, where he spots an old ladder, a relic from the island's mysterious past. Inside the shaft, Marty is amazed by the ladder, which seems like a forgotten piece of history from earlier explorers or treasure hunters. Scott takes a close look at the ladder's craftsmanship, pointing out that it was built by hand back when there were no modern tools. This old ladder, now seen as an artifact, gets them talking about the person who made it and what he might think of their search for the treasure today. But this wasn't the biggest mystery. The question remained, could the person who made that ladder have also hidden a large amount of gold in the shaft? It's a reasonable theory, especially when you consider how much skill it took to create such a strong ladder and leave it so deep underground. In a flashback from 3 months ago, the team had drilled a borehole about 18 feet from the garden shaft and found a large empty space that could be another chamber. Now Scott sees a similar collapse in the garden shaft at the same depth, and they wonder if it's connected to that earlier discovery. This new finding adds even more anticipation as they keep drilling, eager to discover what secrets are still buried in this historical and puzzling site. The team is full of excitement as they wait eagerly for proof that their theories might be correct. They are hoping to find a hidden chamber, tunnel, or round log there. Oh okay, right here, that's wood, or even another shaft near the famous garden shaft in the Money Pit area. Charles Barkhouse, the historian, and Terry Matt, the geologist, are hard at work. They're carefully watching the drilling of borehole DN 11.5, which has reached between 80 and 120 feet below the surface where they believe treasure could be hidden. As they monitor the drill's progress, Andy, a geoscientist, walks over to check how things are going. Terry tells him they've reached a depth between 78 and 88 feet, getting closer to their goal. Suddenly, a loud grinding noise cuts through the air, causing everyone to look toward the drill. The sound grows louder, so the drill operator quickly stops the machine and checks the drill pipe. Upon inspecting the pipe, the operator finds there's an open space about 1.5 foot wide. This means they've broken through into an unknown area. Terry looks concerned, worried about what this might mean for the drilling crew. The operator tells Terry that they've hit a void and empty space about 90 foot down. This could be a big discovery. Charles, Terry, and Andy gather to decide what to do next. They agree to pause the drilling to better understand what they've just uncovered. Charles pulls out his phone to call Rick and Marty Lajanina, the brothers who have invested so much time and money into this search. Rick, in a side interview, expresses his excitement about the progress at borehole DN 11.5, a key area where gold might be hidden. Rick hurries to the site, joining the team to hear the latest news. Mike, the drill operator, explains how he felt the drill break through something at 90 feet, leading to the empty space. This discovery brings both hope and anxiety. Could they have hit a hidden treasure chamber, or could the treasure have fallen into the void? Terry looks at the map, noticing that boreholes DN 11.5, DN 12.5, and DN 13.5 all seem to line up, suggesting a pattern in the ground 94 feet deep. Mike's discovery at 90 foot might mean they've reached the top of a tunnel, which matches findings from other boreholes nearby. This raises hopes that they've tapped into a major underground structure, possibly linked to the Baby Blob area where they found high levels of gold before. But this wasn't the breakthrough they were hoping for just yet. The discovery left them wondering what they had really uncovered and if it could lead them closer to the treasure or just more mystery. With this possibility in mind, Marty instructs Mike to start pulling up core samples from the area to figure out what they've hit, whether it's a tunnel or something else. Motivated by Marty's decision, Mike and another operator, Colton, get the drill moving again to collect a core sample. Meanwhile, Rick thinks about how every empty space or void they find could be a step closer to their ultimate goal. The team has been slowly piecing together the puzzle, with each clue bringing them closer to finding the treasure. As Mike lowers the drill once more, Rick watches closely, hoping the core samples will finally provide the answers they've been searching for all this time. When the core is pulled up, Terry, Charles, and others gather around to inspect it. Right away, they notice pieces of wood in the sample. This immediately grabs their attention. Could the wood have come from a chest, or maybe even something as old as the handcrafted ladder they found earlier? The excitement grows as they consider what this could mean. The geologist quickly takes a wood sample and seals it in a plastic bag, planning to send it for testing right away. They want to check if any metals are present. Later that day at the Oak Island Interpretive Center, the team waits anxiously for the test results. They're joined by Craig Tester and Emma Culligan, an expert in analyzing metals. Emma has used a special device called an XRF machine, which can detect very small amounts of metal in materials. But this wasn't the end of their search for answers. When Emma gives them the results, she explains that they only found small traces of metal in the wood. She emphasizes that they need to run more tests to be sure. This isn't exactly what they hope to hear, but it's the reality of the challenge they face. As Emma shows them the data on her computer, she mentions that the materials found are typical of Oak Island, leaving the team to think about what this could mean for their next